You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around. Yeah. You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Like this video, comment, and share. So, we are talking Grey's Anatomy, which is my absolute favorite show. If you are new to my channel, you will hear a lot of Grey's talk on this channel. Like, that is legit my favorite TV show. Period, point blank. I binge watch it over and over and over and over. I love it. I'm always caught up. So we are talking episode 8, which is the episode from last night. And if you're new here, I always have notes. So if you see me looking off, I'm looking at my notes because my memory is not that good. So I have to write down what I want to say or if something stood out to me. So I'm going to jump right into it. I enjoyed this episode. First of all, let me just say that because lately, although I love Grey's been kind of, I don't want to say boring because it haven't been boring, but it's just been kind of slow. Let me put it like that. It's been really slow. First of all, Meredith not being a doctor. Come on, man. Get the girl back in the building. So we finally, oh, spoiler alert. I'm going to write that somewhere. We finally have Meredith back in the building. Well, she's not back in the building. She will be, back in the building next episode. And I believe next episode is a finale, mid-season finale, I think. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that part. So, okay. Weber and Bailey, okay, when the show first came on, Weber and Bailey, like, they speak to each other in this weird way, like, they ain't really rocking with each other, and that's just weird. I understand because Bailey been getting on my nerves, and in this episode, until the end, Bailey really, really was pissing me off, because when Bailey have an attitude about something, I just ignore Bailey when she on her little attitude rant or whatever, but because it's affecting Meredith and the way she keep treating Meredith, it was pissing me off. And then right now is not the time for you to have attitude, because they was at her hearing or whatever, at Meredith's hearing for whether or not she was gonna lose her license. And this is a thing to take serious. You can pick that attitude back up later, but right now you either need to be Team Meredith or leave. Like, why you even here if you was gonna come here with that attitude? She was getting on my nerves. For real, for real. I like how everybody showed up for her. I knew they would. Like, all the doctors, everybody showed up to testify for her. I figured that they would. So, okay. When Meredith, and when the hearing was starting, her lawyer pulled her aside and was like, yo, let me do my job. Basically, she gave her a whole speech. I am begging you to be quiet. Sit still and be quiet. She was like, I know that that's extremely hard for you to do. Like, it goes against everything that you are. But I need you to sit still and be quiet. She even gave her a metaphor. She was like, if I was your patient and you was about to do surgery on me, wouldn't you want me to just sit there, let you do your job because you're the expert, be quiet, don't move, all the rules that you would give me, I'm now giving you. And so Meredith was like, I see where you're going with this. I got it. And she was like, I really, really, really need, like, she kept reiterating, I need you to sit there and be quiet. So she was trying to do that, and when the panel came in, the last dude on the panel ended up being Dr. Castillo, the doctor that killed Derek. So I knew then she wasn't going to be able to just sit still and be quiet because, yo, dude shouldn't even be in here. But nobody knew who he was, of course, except for Meredith, and he didn't even remember Meredith. So Meredith told her doctor, her lawyer, can we, replace him? Like, do I have a say in it? And she's like, no, why? And so she told her who he was, and she was just looking at her like, yo, I get it, but sit here and be quiet. So she was still trying to do that, and you could tell she was struggling They called DeLuca on the stand and tripped him up. The prosecutor, I literally wrote that. The prosecutor was a beast. Yo, she did not come here to play. Like, she was very well prepared. And for somebody who, I used to want to be a lawyer. And I went to Townview. I was in a law program at Townview. And I get excited about law. Especially, like, the argument part, like the debate of it all. I don't know why I love it. And the craziest part is I don't like to argue in real life. Like, I used to always say I would love to argue in a courtroom, but that's it and that's all. Like, I don't really like to argue. I said what I said. But no, okay, so yeah, the prosecutor, she was a beast. She wasn't playing no games. She let everybody say they little nice stuff about Meredith, but she came there well prepared. She pulled up old cases, and I like the way that they introduced, or they reminded us of all the old cases that Meredith had from start to finish. We also learned that Meredith was not originally accepted into the program. Weber pulled some strings to get her there. I'm honestly not surprised. It doesn't mean that she's not a good doctor either. So I was just like, okay, and what does that prove? I was just like, that don't prove nothing to me. Like, okay, he pulled some strings. Whoop-de-doo. And now what? Because wherever she would have been, she still would have been Meredith Grey. So anyway, I was laughing at how it was killing Meredith to sit there and not say nothing. Because she was like, and see, she was like tapping her thing. Then she, at one point, I don't know if y'all noticed, she was like bouncing in her seat a little bit because she really wanted to say something. But the last straw for her was when Dr. Castillo was trying to kind of reprimand her for... okay, so the prosecutor brought up the situation with Zola, like how the adoption was at a standstill for a minute, and it was because Meredith lost her job briefly, if y'all remember that. And so I think it was Karev that was on the stand at the time, and Karev was saying her personal life has nothing to do with, you know, whether or not she could be a good doctor. So Dr. Castillo wanted to chime in. Oh, baby, no. He said something about Zola, talking about, oh, well, it's something about her parenting with Zola. Meredith snapped on him. She started telling him off. And then what was funny is her lawyer was like trying to grab her, like, no, come back, calm down. She snatched away from her lawyer, and she just kept going for what she know. And I applaud her because everything she said was legit. You don't get to chime in. You lucky I didn't say nothing when you first walked in here because you killed my husband. And she basically put that out there, and she confronted him. And I'm sure she felt a lot better actually getting that out, saying it to him, because he didn't even remember Derek. Like, he didn't remember Derek. He didn't remember her. He didn't remember none of it. But she brought it back to his remembrance, and she put him on blast because you didn't do the simple things that I could have done when I was an intern. You didn't even do, and could have saved my husband's life. So she put him on blast, and I was like, yes, girl, yes. And so that was that situation. I also wrote down that they had like this brief moment where they were showing Maggie at the bar, drinking and trying to, like, she was just going over what happened with Sabi last week. Sabrina, I think. Her name is Sabrina. I'm thinking, it's the nickname that I don't get. Sabi, I think it was. Whatever. So she's trying to go over that, and she basically beating herself up, and she feels like Weber will never speak to her again because she feels like she killed Sabrina. I'm just going to call her Sabrina. So she was drunk. Jackson came in, seen her like that, and he basically helped her. So I think that it was nice of him to help her. But when you got that kind of history with somebody, you gotta be easy. You gotta be careful, because first of all, their breakup is really fresh. He moved on really fast. I've said that before. Granted, I want him to be happy. I want her to be happy. I do not think that they are a good match for each other, because when they were together, they fought a lot. But he definitely moved on way too fast, in my opinion. So the breakup is still fresh. She was drunk, and he found that moment to try to be loyal to somebody that he just start dealing with versus giving her what she needed in that moment. Am I saying he should have had sex with her? No. I mean, I don't know. I mean, either way, it would have been a mistake. Because had they had sex like she wanted, afterwards, I'm sure she would have regretted it. And then they would have had to deal with that. But there is something different when it's rejection. When you are already in a low place and that rejection that he dished out to her, that was a no blow. Like, if he was gonna do anything cause this the thing, you could feel that tension when he was like getting close to her and they was about to kiss and all that. He should have like changed the subject, start talking. I can't, blah 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 blah. Nah, man, watch out. So that's why she was like, just get out, just get out. I think her get out was a little extreme, but I understand. So I get it. I really wish I could have given her a hug or another drink in that moment because I feels naive. Okay, back to the hearing, the court hearing. When all of Meredith's patients was walking in, I remembered most of those patients. Like Sadie. If you don't remember Sadie, you cannot call yourself a Grey's Anatomy fan. If you don't remember no other patient that Meredith ever had, you should remember Sadie. So if you do not remember Sadie, you are not a Grey's Anatomy fan. Just saying. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, so that her patients started, testifying for her what they did, what she did for them, what she means to them. All that was really sweet, and I like the way the writers did that because it gave us kind of a flashback. You know what I mean? Not to mention there was a letter from Christina Yang. It would have been better if Yang would have walked in that door. Listen. I don't know what I would have done if she would have walked through the door. But we got a letter. So I like that they're mentioning people again. So we got a letter from Yang. We got a letter from Addison Montgomery. We got a letter from Callie Torres, Arizona Robbins, and April Kepner. I was like, woo! All our OGs. Now bring them all back. Bring them all back. I would really be happy with all of them coming back to the show. So yes, bring them all back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Bring all 5 back. Because unfortunately you killed off Derek, so you can't bring him back. Killed off Lexi, so you can't bring her back. Plus she doing her thing over there on Supergirl, because I do watch Supergirl. Hey Alex. So Lexi plays Alex Danvers on Supergirl, and I love her as Alex Danvers. So I'm content. So anyway, yes, I love the whole mentioning of these OGs' names. Yang, Addison, Callie, Arizona, and Kepner. That was dope. I was about to say lastly, but I got 2 more nuggets that I got out of this. I'm going to do DeLuca first. So, if you are new here, I was never a fan of Meredith and DeLuca. Like, when she first was, like, at a place where she was trying to choose between DeLuca and really Kiana, the dude that's with Amelia. I can't think of his name right now. I don't know why. I'll put it down here. So him, she had to choose between both of them. I really didn't want her with either one, but if she had to choose, I'm really trying to remember his name and I just cannot. Anyway, she had to choose. I wanted her to choose the other dude, but she didn't. She chose DeLuca. Mind you, okay, you know how I said I don't like Owen. I don't like DeLuca either. My dislike for DeLuca is because of the way he broke up with Maggie. Another reason why Meredith should have never been with him, because Maggie is her sister. You don't mess with your sister. Come on. No. Even though Maggie didn't care, she was like, girl, I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. I guess in that case, I don't know. It's TV. Whatever. Anyway, so DeLuca basically broke up with Meredith at the end of the episode because he was like, he started talking about when she was talking about Derek, she had a respect for him that he doesn't feel that she has for him. And I'm like, dude, you can't really compare yourself to Derek. It's Derek Shepherd. Nobody is ever gonna measure up. Nobody is ever gonna fit that, you know what I'm saying, shoe. And I think that it's more so a power trip. Like, when he broke up with Maggie, he broke up with her because she was his boss, if you remember. At first, he was like, oh, I want to tell the world that we're together. I don't care if you're my boss, whatever, whatever. The minute she did make it public that they were dating or whatever, well, he couldn't handle it and broke up with her. And I really think that it's the same thing here. He just did it in a better way than he did it with Maggie. He broke up with her in a more civil way. Because the way he did Maggie, he basically ghosted her because she was the boss and he was getting picked on about it. So he basically did the same thing. And I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised. And to be honest, he is not good enough for Meredith anyway. So good day to you. I said good day. Bye, DeLuca. Lastly, I talked about Dr. What was his name? Castillo. Okay, so when Meredith was confronting Dr. Castillo, he ended up having like a heart attack, a seizure, whatever was going on with him. He had something wrong with him, and there was something wrong with his brain. So she was like, order him a CAT scan, even though he didn't order Derek a CAT scan. So they ordered the CAT scan, got him to the hospital in time, ordered the CAT scan, and it was something wrong. And Amelia asked, oh, shoot. What's my dude name? That everybody think he a jerk? Hold up. I got this for you. Let me go look at our old notes. I can't think of his name. The dude that was with Teddy. Oh man. Karasik. That's it. Got it. Karasik. Okay, so she had Karasik to and it was not in my notes nowhere. I just pat myself on the back right quick. Okay, so Karasik did the surgery. The dude died. Like, the funny thing about this, I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing because the man died. I'm not laughing. Death is not funny. What's funny is that his death was no big deal on this episode. It was literally no big deal. Not only was it no big deal, Amelia was so happy about it. She was like, first of all, she didn't want to do the surgery because she was like, if he dies, they're going to say I did it on purpose or I didn't try my best. So that's why she had Karasik to do it. But the irony of how he died is that he basically let Derek die the same way. So that's the irony. But when Amelia was telling Meredith that he died, she had the biggest smile on her face. She was like, he died. And I didn't even do it. I didn't do it. I was just like, why are y'all? That was like, it was a blissful moment for Meredith and for Amelia. And I get it, because at the end of the day, they lost a huge person in their life because of his carelessness. And it's just ironic that he ended up dying of the same thing. Just saying. So, that was my take on this episode. But I also saw a clip for I think it's the mid-season finale. So Meredith, everybody's happy that Meredith is back. Oh, you know what I forgot? Schmidt, Glasses. So Glasses was put on the stand, and the prosecutor kind of put him in a bad spot, and he ended up, his testimony just really didn't look good for Meredith, basically. So they start saying he flipped on her. He really didn't flip on her. He just told the truth. And she wasn't mad at him. She told him it was okay or whatever. But when he got back to the hospital, they was like, who knew it was going to be you to flip on him? So, flip on Meredith. So, now he got to deal with his peers being jerks, I'm sure. So, fast forward to the next episode that we have coming up. I saw Meredith brought up the fact that DeLuca broke up with her. Everybody's happy that she's in the building. I'm missing something. Something happened that they showed. Anyway, I'm going to do a review for that as well, so just stay tuned. I'm excited about how episode 8 turned out because Grace has been missing the whole excitement. It hasn't really been a lot of excitement, so this episode made me feel really great. If I forgot something that stood out to you, leave it in the comment section, and we can talk about it. Until next time, holla.
You know I love you down, but I can't miss you if you're always around.